Have you ever lost money on a deal, a launch, or an investment and thought that was the end of it? Here is the shock most people never hear. The loss is not the lesson. The lesson is what you turn into a system that pays you back. I am Saul. Today I will show you how Stoicism turns failures into financial wins, using a simple field-tested framework. You will hear a real story, a set of rules you can copy this week, and one counter-intuitive move that recovers value even when the numbers look ugly. Keep listening, because a little later, I will open the exact 7-day protocol I use after any setback to convert pain into process and process into profit. Let me start with a quick story. Years ago, I launched a small product line and misread demand. Inventory stalled, ad costs rose, and in 6 weeks I was down thousands. My first impulse was drama. This is a disaster. A Stoic would say, slow down. Describe what happened without adjectives. Units ordered, units sold, cash out, cash in. That one move stripped emotion from the steering wheel and put numbers back in charge. Within a month, the data from that failed push gave me a new offer, a new pricing ladder, and a supplier credit. The new line cleared the old loss and kept paying. Rule 1. Separate the event from the story. Epictetus warned that it is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. In money terms, write a one-line fact, then a one-line judgment. Example: fact, the campaign lost £800. Judgment: I am terrible at marketing. Cross out the second line. You just removed the anchor that was about to drag your next decision under. Rule 2. Rename failure as tuition and then demand a return on tuition. Open a fresh page and create 2 columns. On the left, what the setback cost. On the right, what it taught. Supplier reliability score, audience segment response, break-even truth, timing windows, copy elements that pulled. Now convert each insight into a cash move. Negotiate different terms. Kill 2 weak segments. Rewrite the hook and test a shorter funnel. Tuition only pays when it becomes a repeatable rule. Rule 3. Cap the downside and multiply the upside. Stoicism is not about being fearless. It is about being prepared. Keep your bets reversible when you do not yet trust your data. Use small test buys, short campaigns, and pre-orders. Write your exit rule in advance. If this metric does not move by this date, I stop. That one line is the guardrail that protects future capital. Rule 4. Run a Stoic postmortem that spits out a playbook. Use this simple template. Clear. Cause. What triggered the loss in reality, not in imagination? Levers. Which inputs you actually control? Evidence. The minimum data that proves the next move. Actions. The concrete steps scheduled on a calendar. Risk guardrails, the tripwires that halt the plan if it drifts. When I started writing clear after each stumble, patterns jumped out. Weak assumptions stopped repeating. Strong levers got more time. Quick pattern interrupt. Why do smart people keep repeating the same money mistakes? Kahneman and Tversky called it loss aversion. We hate losses so much, we either cling to bad positions or swing for reckless home runs. The Stoic fix is to replace feeling with procedure. When a position hits the exit rule, exit. When a test passes the scale rule, scale. Procedure breaks the spell of panic and greed. Rule 5. Hunt for recoverable value. Most failures leave assets on the table. Can you flip inventory at cost to a different segment? Can a supplier extend credit for a follow-up test? Can the research, copy, or creative be repurposed into content that attracts the right buyer? Investors use a version of this when they harvest losses to offset gains. Operators can do the same in spirit. Convert sunk costs into signals and secondary uses. Here is a case study from a coaching client. An online course missed its sales target by a mile. Instead of doubling ad spend in desperation, we converted the launch into a listening tour. Every non-buyer received a 2-line survey and a no-pressure office hour invite. The call transcripts told us 2 big things. The price was fine. The promise was vague. We rebuilt the first module into a free mini workshop that delivered one specific result in 48 hours. The relaunch hit the numbers, and the original loss became the best research we ever ran. You might be wondering how to keep doing this when a setback hits your confidence. That is where Stoic emotion work is practical. Do a 90-second reset. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 6, repeat. Then say out loud, this is data, not doom. What is the next controllable action? Even that small pause changes your choices. In a moment, I will open the exact 7-day failure to profit protocol. It includes the tuition ledger, the clear postmortem, 2 negotiation scripts you can use with suppliers or partners, and a tiny spreadsheet that tells you whether to retry, redesign, or retire the idea. And the surprising part is this. By day 7, you will often discover the win that was hiding inside the loss from day 1. Day 1 is triage and clarity. Write the facts like a reporter. What happened, when, who, and the exact pounds lost or hours wasted. Then a single because line. Because I need clear thinking, I will make no large decisions for 24 hours. Run 3 rounds of the 4 or 6 breath. List 3 things still in your control tomorrow. Day 2 is the tuition ledger. Draw 2 columns, cost and lesson. For every cost, create a paying rule. If a segment never converted, exclude it from cold spend and retarget only with proof. If a supplier missed dates, switch to shorter lead times or add a penalty clause. Put a date beside each rule so it becomes action, not theory. Day 3 is clear. Cause levers, evidence, actions, risk guardrails. Do not guess the cause. Trace it. List only levers you control. Evidence are the numbers that would convince a rational person. Actions are the next 3 steps with owners and dates. Guardrails are the tripwires that stop a drifting retest. Day 4 is the retest. Keep it small, reversible, and fast. Answer 5 questions on 1 page. What exactly changes? Why this and not another? How do we measure it? When does it end? What do we do at green, amber, or red? Green scales. Amber iterates once, red retires. You are buying information at the lowest price. Day 5 is recoverable value. Strip the attempt for assets. Turn creative into a lead magnet. Copy into a clearer landing page. Research into an article. 2 short scripts help. Supplier. We missed the target but want to continue. What credit or expedited terms can you offer if we place a smaller retest today? Partner. The fit was off. If we tighten the promise and reduce scope, will you split a short retest so both sides de-risk? Day 6 is implement with guardrails. Before launch, write the stop rule and the scale rule where you see them. Run a 10-minute pre-mortem with a trusted skeptic. Ask them to break the plan. Do not defend. If a cheap improvement appears, make it. If only remote risks appear, proceed. Protect attention. No doom scrolling, no public drama. Log results in the same sheet as the loss. Day 7 is the decision. Sit with the ledger, clear, and the test. Ask 3 questions. Did any rule already return cash or confidence? If not, what is the smallest next action that will? Is the result green, amber, or red? What will we stop because of this lesson? Then choose. Retry and scale, redesign once, or retire. To multiply the effect, build a failure portfolio. Save each earned rule in a searchable document. Name rules like investments. Promise fits proof. Never scale a reversible test with irreversible spend. Add 1 line every Friday. In a year you own a playbook that saves thousands. Brief detour. Before the next launch, practice negative visualization for 3 minutes. Imagine low uptake, a delay, or a platform change. Note the first action for each and pre-write the message or the backup link. When reality bends, you are already moving. Resilience is not toughness, it is alignment. Align decisions to control, effort to rules, and energy to recovery. When a plan bends but does not break, alignment did the work. Your challenge: take the last failure you still feel. Run the 7-day protocol as written. Turn loss into tuition, tuition into rules, rules into action, and action into money or momentum. Then add 1 line to your portfolio beginning. Thanks to this setback, we now always. That is the moment the story flips from regret to return. Mini case. A small e-commerce brand overspent on a weekend ad push. Clear on Monday showed weak promise and late timing. Levers were headline, audience, and landing page. Evidence for retest was a higher click-through and a modest checkout lift. Guardrails were a spend cap and a stop rule at noon. By Friday, the metrics hit green and the new copy cleared the loss. Set simple traffic lights in advance. Green meets or beats your base rate. Amber is close and earns 1 more turn. Red misses by a wide gap. Write the thresholds the night before so feelings cannot move the posts.